Hello and welcome to the Data Break Podcast, episode 57 for the week of June 8th, 2016. I'm your host, James. And with me today, we have Ravenstorm and Co.
Hey there.
Max Lee, no relation.
Hello.
And Taylor Kelsey.
Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Very well.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, well, way to one up us, Ravenstorm. That's nice.
It's not just good.
Better than you.
You know what? I am probably doing better than you are. You know what?
You wanna
If we're
fight it?
gonna be straight
Alright.
honest, let's do it.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What's going good in your life right now?
I got a new
Sounds like it's grasping for straws.
yeah. It is.
Yep.
I say
It
to
is.
the judges.
Yep.
Taylor, what's so good
Taylor,
about
yeah,
your
what's
life
up in
these
your
days?
what's
What's up with
what's
me?
pretty good about your life that
Oh,
isn't,
what's
isn't
really
very
good
well
about my life
Huh?
is that I'm going to Santa Barbara in the fall, and I
Nice.
cannot be more excited than that.
Good.
And my girlfriend's amazing, and she's coming with me.
Good.
Oh wow, is she like
Nice.
moving or like
Yep.
accepted?
She's moving.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Nice.
Crazy stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so suck on that.
Good. That was pretty good, in fact. You know? Let's get a little round of applause for Taylor.
Wow. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Don't reward me trying to prove
No,
I'm better than
absolutely
other
not.
people.
Absolutely not.
We're totally not, Taylor. We're not. No.
Can't you smell the irony? I thought you were.
You can't really smell ironic hand claps. You can really only hear them. There's really no irony in hand claps. Do your most ironic clap.
I mean,
You could do sarcastic
hand
claps,
clap.
yeah.
It would be close.
No, you
enough
can
to
do an
ironic.
ironic clap when you're clapping for something, but you don't know that what you're clapping for isn't.
Oh, ironic
really
claps are actually
what's going
really
on.
well. I don't know. Yeah, like it's
Like you
a,
can't
it's
do
a
it on
fine line.
purpose. You
It's a
can't do
fine
it on
line.
purpose, but it's something that happens. Anyway, that's not what we're here to discuss.
Yeah, we're here to discuss what's been well. Actually, I mean, I did ask what you guys were doing recently, but we can say that for the end of the podcast. But anyways, welcome back, Taylor, to the podcast.
Thank you.
because I know you were out for a week.
I would love to do the VOD, but could not.
It's okay. It's okay. We talked about E. coli for the E. coli gods without you. And how
That sounds. I need context for that, probably.
it
But
was
I
about.
don't. I don't need to make you say it again.
I mean, just like
It's already in the podcast.
like in like a sentence, we talked about like vegetarianism, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. and
What
how
if
it's,
I
like,
just got on
good.
here and said, "Okay, so catch me up on last week's episode, guys." And then did
Last
an
week
hour
on
talking
Day of the
about-
Break podcast. Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, "Oh, well, that was 3 hours. So what have you been playing?"
Yep.
No, not quite. But this week we got some cool new topics. Unfortunately, it's like mostly games. Well, I mean, games are always fun. but-
Darn.
Oh no, we have to
Oh,
talk about
gosh.
games. But I mean, I like to spice it up a bit with like other topics. So I did throw in McDonald's robots.
Nice.
And you know what? We'll talk about that first because this is a little bit old news, but we'll cover it anyways because this is the Data Break
we'll skip
podcast.
to that level.
Yeah. Yesterday's tech tomorrow. So I think there was a report. I think was it the McDonald's CEO? It's been so long. But basically, it would be more economically beneficial for McDonald's to implement robots than to raise their wage to $15 an hour.
I wouldn't say economically beneficial, but I know what you mean. It would be more.
It's more financially
effective
viable.
Financially
for
efficient.
them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
financially efficient for them.
Yes. Sorry.
Uh,
Economics is.
And
is
that
different.
is, I think that's great. I think no one should have to work the back room of a fast food joint, really.
But they learn terrible things. But they do learn from work.
Working retail does have you learn a lot, but a lot of people would argue it's not worth
You're
it.
gonna recommend that someone work in retail? I think the
No,
human
I don't.
workers
I
work
don't.
Way more than.
I do not. I do not. I do not recommend that people work retail, but you do learn a lot about people in general.
Well, that's just any character building experience. You go hungry for a month, you learn about people.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
know? Like-
Well, I don't want to go hungry in months, so you work in retail.
Right, exactly. And then your soul can go hungry all the time.
That's pretty dark. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think you guys could see robots replacing your typical fast food worker in the next, I don't know, generation or so. I mean, I can't see it happening in the next decade, but maybe generation.
I can't. I could definitely see it. Robots have already been taking over in some industries, mostly factory
Factories.
stuff.
Manufacturing for sure. Yeah.
So, just make a better program, and they could do the job of waiters and waitresses and stuff as well. I mean, if you look in some restaurants in Asia, they already got robot waiters and waitresses.
I remember there was a restaurant in China that attempted to use robot waiters and waitresses, and it failed miserably. But that might be just poor implementation. I think for things like ordering your food, like I suppose ideally, McDonald's would become like just a really big vending machine. You
Yep.
select what you want, you put in money, you get like your freshly made burger out. Speaking of which,
Right.
Most exciting thing that happened in my town in the past few months, Five Guys opened.
Oh,
The first Five Guys in Merced opened, so I actually stopped by earlier today.
have you been there? Yeah.
I stopped by earlier.
It's gonna be called 5 robots in a couple of years.
Oh man, oh man. You know what? They had like
The
an
AI
assembly
is
line
coming,
thing going.
Taylor.
It was
the
crazy.
AI is coming.
Oh no.
You gotta watch out. They're gonna take all your jobs.
All your
Oh my
germs,
God.
all your germs. So yeah, it's a little bit concerning, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's okay.
There is a need for entry-level positions for people, so
That's
I know
true.
It's a shitty job, but you kind of need that.
There?
Everyone's got to start somewhere, I suppose, and people with little to no education could do these jobs, and
And you work for
I just
work
think that's a
experience.
bad.
and-
That's. But why do you need work experience in something
No,
that
no.
you don't need people to do?
Okay, Ravenstorm, the thing is, not everyone is going to be fit for a higher level job.
Sure, but there. Why would we want to keep the McDonald's employee around? Why? What benefit to society does someone working at McDonald's?
It's not necessarily the benefits to society.
Or to
it's a-
themselves. Like I know someone who worked at the Carl's Jr. for a while, and he absolutely hated it. It's not a good environment. It's not a good. They don't pay you enough, and the hours are kind of shitty, and like I don't see how, besides just being a condition of adversity, that's beneficial to anyone.
I mean, the point is that they have a job in the first place, which is better than not having a job at all.
because
Sure.
there are always going to be more humans. The population is always growing, but there is also going to be less
That's
jobs.
not necessarily true.
I suppose what this would make way for is for a lot of technicians, because I mean someone's got to maintain the robots. So where you lose jobs in the service industry, you do gain jobs in like the technician and trade industry, because someone's got to maintain those robots and stuff. Maybe you could train the displaced workers to do that instead. I unfortunately, given the low skill set needed to become to work there, you
Like,
may
Do you
They
guys
may not be
do you guys
qualified, but-
object to self checkout stands in the same way? Like that's basically the same thing. Replaces like 6 workers with 1 worker who just checks on machines.
I'm not against the idea. There's always a slippery slope of everything.
you have to be careful. Basically, it's very hard to. Yeah.
But why do you have to be careful? Why do you have to be careful?
Because eventually, let's see, robots continue to get smarter, which means they're capable of more jobs. Eventually, who knows, in 100 generations or less, even the job of technicians will be taken by robots. And
But why
then
do we
we'll-
want to do those jobs? Why can't we just? The whole point of making robots
It's not about
do labor
want.
is.
Was there more to say?
Mic drop.
Sounded like a beginning.
I
of
was
a
expecting a
sentence.
immediate response, but no, it's not about want. It's about the fact that if a person's not working, then they won't have money to feed themselves.
Mhm.
But
I mean,
okay, but this is this is a situation where we are seeing. I just feel like that's a bad argument, because that's like saying we shouldn't have mechanized assembly lines. We should have people doing it because people need jobs.
I think okay, So ideally, I don't think that it should be just like instantly overnight all McDonald's becomes replaced by robot workers. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be gradual. It's going to be very, very slow.
Of course.
It starts off with you don't have any more people in the kitchens, or you don't have any more people at the cashier, like no more cashiers. So I think it could be done, but it just has it has to be done very slowly, and you have to. I think given time, it's possible. Like you have to be very gradual with it in order for people to accept it. I think that's like the same way what happened with factory lines, where I don't think it was just like instantly you just replace the entire assembly line just with nothing but robots. Rather, you start off with some machines helping out the workers, and then slowly you just ramp up. Keep adding more machines until everyone is replaced.
I also think people deserve better jobs than they get, and I think that shitty jobs should go to robots.
But not everyone's going to be qualified for
Well,
better jobs.
Ooh,
But
that's
we can make them qualified, or we can train them. We need
or you could just have or you could have low
Vocational
skill level jobs that just
education.
aren't shitty. Basically, you could also have low skill level jobs that are not shitty.
or you could just focus on like it.
I mean,
How
Wait,
are
wait,
people supposed to
so-
move up the ladder if like the first couple rungs of the ladder aren't there? They just can't go anywhere because
There
the
is no
robots are
moving
taking
up the
their
ladder
spots.
now. Well, there's still no upward mobility now. You started as a cashier at McDonald's. You're not going to be shit. Like
you'd be surprised
it's a
actually.
summer
You
job.
You could
It's-
work.
No,
It
a lot of
depends on
people.
the place.
A lot of people work there for like years.
or
and stuff.
second job. Yeah, but
So-
but there's no reason we should keep a human being working that job for years of their life. That's terrible.
Also true. Also fair. Also fair.
That is true. So, Ravenstorm, would you be recommending that should robots take most low-level jobs,
We should
That
have
there
fewer
would be-
people and more robots.
that we should
Is that a
have
blanket statement for everything, or just
more
jobs?
trade specific to certain jobs?
I think that trade-specific training is going to be really where education moves in the future, because there are too many people to all be doctors and lawyers and stuff like that, And not everyone needs to go to college. We just need to pay our workers good money so that you can be a garbage man and have a family, or you can be, a county supervisor and have a family, or you can just, you can exist without having to worry about where your next paycheck's coming from.
By the way, yeah, like a lot of people really undervalue the blue collar worker.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly,
I think about plumbers and like electricians and handymen and people who do these jobs that like keep things running.
by the way, those
We
people
need-
are insanely smart. Just
Right.
I
Yeah.
at my work we have a lot of like plumbers and electricians and a lot of tradescraft people like coming to the office, and they're just they're really great people in general, just really smart, really nice people.
And they know what they're doing. Not everyone needs to have, an education in humanities. Sometimes you just need to know how to do a job, and you need the opportunity to get in there and get some experience. I don't think that low-level jobs allow people to get in there and get it. It keeps you stuck doing one low-level thing that anyone, including robots now, can do. Do the robots thing.
I think like I'm sort of like I'm not 100% there, but like jobs where there's like very little chance for mobility, I think could be reserved for robots. Gradually, gradually, phased out. And a lot of that stuff is already, like, if you think about it, over the history of human civilization, a lot of those things have happened already. Like sewing machines, I guess, have made like
I hope that the garment industry goes fully robotic soon, because I keep hearing things about incidents in Bangladesh and just places in the terrible quality of life that the workers have, and just the injustice that's going on there.
It's really tricky. It's really tricky. There's no simple solution, because I think I read a report where this activist group attempted to, like, they were kind of like, one of those people were like, we gotta save people from child labor, right? And like they went to like an impoverished area where there was child labor, and they like basically kind of like shut down the factory there. which sounds good at first, but then unfortunately the way the society there is set up is that those children were a lot of their families' meal tickets. So you have a lot of hungry families afterwards after the factory's gone, and like unfortunately you see a lot of the kids turning to like prostitution and stuff like that. It's just a lot of bad stuff. So it's not a simple solution, unfortunately.
Right.
It's definitely worth discussing. Yeah, right.
I think that people deserve better than they get currently, and I think that. Okay, so the ancient Greeks, okay, these people who are commonly held to be, a sort of intellectual culture, at least among the higher ups, they thought that having slaves was totally fine, and they thought this because or not all of them thought this, of course, but I think Plato at some point talks about how when you have a lower class to do lower class things, it allows people in the higher class who don't have to do this work to then think and do the thinking for society. And that's why monarchies have existed, is because you have this low serf class, and then you have the people who don't have to spend their time working thinking about how to run the country. And so it's not justified, but I think that if we remove the base labor remove that as a need for people in general, then people will have more time to think. People will be less busy and more specialized, and they'll feel, I think in general, when the jobs where you can just be a cog in the machine go away, people will be happier in general because they will have more meaningful positions.
Right. Yeah.
All these positions are meaningful positions at that point.
Because you see, a lot of people lack.
Well, if the standard goes up, relatively speaking, say that in this theoretical world, wouldn't the people in what we consider meaningful positions believe themselves to be in a meaningless position? Because they would be at the lowest level humans are able to take.
Well, no, because it doesn't matter if it's the lowest level or the highest level, that if your needs are taken care of and you feel like you have a position where you contribute something and you feel fulfilled in your life, then even if that's the lowest state humans can take, that doesn't mean people are going to be depressed about it.
True, but most humans don't seem to be satisfied with wherever they are, even multi-billionaires.
Right, but we don't take pride in how much more we have than other people, though, necessarily. It's not I don't think I don't look around and think I have a 35th tier life. Wow, I'm so much better off than people who are 36th tier.
Yeah, fulfillment is it's a very broad definition, and it's different for a lot of people. So you can't just apply it you can't just blanket
statement. But I think I can say a blanket statement that very few people find fulfillment in the back kitchen of a McDonald's.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think there is much of an argument.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's my argument, really. That it's a waste of time for people, for anyone. They should be doing something better. There's something better out there, better use for that person's mind that evolved over millions of years. There's a better place for them.
To apply this on
robots are going to help us get there.
To apply this on a broader scale, I'd like to wonder what people's career decisions and aspirations would be how different they would be if it weren't for the financial security. If they were guaranteed financial security regardless of what position, what they do, I wonder what kind of what they would major in, what career choices they would make.
I think priorities would have to change educationally. I think school systems would have to establish some sort of you get kids on a track early, so you don't have to waste a bunch of time and resources educating them in everything when you can just sort of find what they enjoy and move them into a niche that takes advantage of that.
That's how France does it.
Yeah, see, and France isn't falling apart. They're not,
Well, yeah, they're holding together.
I think Max is referencing various terror attacks.
No, not just that. It's just that all of Europe, its
Let's
economy
just
was
fucking bring
kind
it
of
together,
whoops.
shall we?
My mind's a little
talking
too
about
dark.
terrorism, James.
Might be,
Phobia there?
might be,
Just kidding.
might be.
But
Disclaimer: none of us are sociologists or economicists.
Yeah.
I mean,
Economicists.
I'm not a linguist. I don't know how to say that word.
yeah.
Economist.
A linguist.
I'm a linguist. I'm a linguister.
I am
No,
really
wait,
curious
that's
though. I mean, I guess I could always look back in the history books, but like I'm really curious to see what the introduction of robots into like even to more.
Look back in the history books.
Well,
see how the introduction of robots affected the fall of Rome.
like look at like I was thinking of like more on the lines of the Industrial Revolution, where were more automated assembly lines, and see what the economic
The
effects of that
Industrial
were.
Revolution deepened the class divide.
Yeah.
oh.
See. Yeah. This is gonna help in the opposite way, because that made it easy for lots of people to be exploited, and this makes it like harder for people to just take shitty jobs.
We shall
Fewer
see.
shitty jobs.
I'm afraid it would
Shitty
make
jobs.
it easier to keep them because they don't have any opportunity for any kind of job. If you take the
But what happens when we come up with energy constructs and then they take the robots' jobs? Where are the robots going to go?
energy constructs,
This
know what
is
that
going to
is.
be like 500,000 years into the future.
Computer, is it possible to
Quantum-
reverse
quantum
entropy?
robots?
To reverse entropy.
No meaningful answer found.
all right.
I actually read I actually recently read the final question, or
The
was
entire
it?
story?
Yeah, the short story.
I
about
forgot.
Isaac Asimov.
What is this? Excuse
The,
me?
the,
There
the short
was-
story.
What's happening?
There was a
The-
sci-fi short story that takes place near the end of the universe, in which mankind created a sentient AI to try to solve the entropy problem of the universe.
It's called I think it's called
Called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
no.
No,
It's
no,
the
no,
last
no.
question. It's the last question by Isaac Asimov.
I know it's not that.
Yeah.
Is it Asimov or Asimov?
I'll check it out.
I don't know. It's a good read, by the way. Anyways, moving on from
From things
Economic-
we're not
ec-
equipped to talk about.
economic conjecture. I mean, I enjoy kind
Hey.
of just having this like kind of interesting like conjecture. I mean, obviously, our words have no meaning.
Y'all gotta conjecture more freely, because it's not fun to be super careful.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not being super careful. Like by no means take what I say seriously. Like I would not put myself in a position to run things because I have no idea. But
I just try really hard to not have opinions about things I know nothing about, because that's just how the world works. You
I mean,
have opinions about everything.
well,
you don't
It's less.
actually
It's
know
a
what
lot.
you're talking
It's.
about.
I mean, to me, it's like less about forming an opinion and more about like exploring the question.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's.
But
that's why
I
brought
can
it up.
explore the question with my kindergarten knowledge of the subject. You know?
Yes, exactly.
yeah, but that's kind of okay. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
But people listening would not. We didn't put a disclaimer at the beginning.
we don't make this.
Oh,
for
we did
listeners.
put a disclaimer at our last podcast. So hopefully
one was
you've
that?
been listening. Well, it was something about
Oh,
just like
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, we weren't doctors. Yeah, we're not doctors. We've
not.
definitely established that.
I'm not a doctor. But yeah.
Oh my god.
Moving on. Let's talk about something a little bit more upbeat. So it's the week. before-
Lucio. Oh.
Lucio. Let's drop the beat.
Why you gotta be so mad? That's not what he says.
I ain't hearing that noise.
I'm like, I don't remember that line.
I still cry.
So it's the week before E3, and it's kind of funny because like I'm really interested in seeing how this sort of evolves, because
Evolve 2 is being announced? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
Evolve?
Man, the first game bombed too badly to ever get a second one.
well, speaking of games that bombed too badly to get a second one, Watch Dogs is getting a sequel.
That game did well.
What, man?
No,
financially.
Watch Dogs did financially pretty well.
But critically, not so much. if
Who
I
cares
recall.
about that? It's
true.
2016.
It's 2016.
Evolve was
we
taking
need
critically
more
well.
things to remix.
It's the current year. So yeah. Yeah, Watch Dogs 2. I wanted to do a bit more background, but yeah. So Watch Dogs 2 came out because I guess Ubisoft was afraid that it'd get lost in the craziness that is E3 that is coming up next week. I'm really excited, by the way, for that. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more podcasts than usual in
During the E3 week?
E3. Yeah.
No promises.
No
Yeah,
promise.
no promises.
Yeah.
The most flaky podcast. Data
We'll-
break.
Let's
We'll
just
try
go-
to get
let's just-
one in during the peak, but yeah.
We'll have a
But
we'll
we need
definitely
to
have
go
a
to
post
E3.
E3 discussion.
We go to E3, guys. Why don't we go? Why don't?
Because you have to have an audience to
actually
get a
a reason.
badge.
Actually,
Oh,
this is-
really?
there's a good time to tell a story of a story. So Freddie Wong of Rocket Jump fame explained his way of getting into E3 before it got super big. What he would do is he'd stand in line with all the journalists and that's to get their pet press passes. And when he came up to the lady who was handing out the press passes, and she asked for her identification, and then he just says oh yeah, I'm with Activision, because Activision's a huge company, right, with just hundreds of employees.
They're
So,
out there this year.
Oh, interesting. So he can't pull that one off. Anyways, but he would pose as a member of a big company where they couldn't keep track of every single employee. So and then and it's really hectic and stuff. So he would turn to his friend and then he'd be like, didn't Marcy give you the email or something to get you the email? And we signed up, right? And then the person who's sending out the passes she's panicking because everyone in line is getting impatient. She's like, just take the passes, go, just get out of my way. And that's how we get into E3. I don't think you could pull that off now.
Hey, no, guys, I'm with Freddie Wong. Remember?
Oh no, just tell them that you have a
I'm
Kickstarter.
Rocket Jump.
Tell them you have a Kickstarter.
I'm
That's-
Mr. Jump.
I'm with
I run
Esports
the
Simulator
YouTube.
2015, guys.
Yeah. That's we had
Guys.
you had that successful Kickstarter, and then they're like,
Yeah,
what? There's so many. I know, I understand, Yeah, that'd be a
You'll
good
see
way to get in.
our game got green lighted on Steam just 2 days ago.
Oh, they're not gonna let fucking people
Be-
into that.
be
There's
sure to check it
4,000
out.
bajillion green-lighted Steam games.
Yeah.
They're not
Be
gonna let
sure,
people in
be
for that.
sure.
The whole half the world would be at E3 if they let every developer of a green-lighted game get in.
Or if iPhone games, no, you have to be part of.
Yeah,
the
I
main
developed
industry.
a Doodle Jump ripoff, guys.
Oh, please, sir.
I call
Come on
it-
through.
Draw hop.
I made didn't you hear about the Flippy Bird, the knockoff of that really successful game, guys?
I call
was
it
me.
pissed off aviary animal.
Yes.
Confectionery Crush.
Five Nights at Freddy Wong's. Replace all the animals with him.
That would be pretty terrifying.
So Watch Dogs 2.
Yes. It is set in San Francisco. I really love the main character's background because it's so topical and so modern, and honestly,
When you
it's
said that, if you said it in a slightly different tone of voice, it could have been the most sarcastic thing ever.
yeah, no.
I love it. It's so topical. It's so modern.
No, but the character is not gonna lie, it sounds pretty he sounds pretty convincing. So he's
What's his name? I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too. But
Jesse?
No, I don't think.
no,
that's
no,
right.
it was not.
Barack Obama?
Yeah, so actually this actually marks the first time that I've seen a black main character in a AAA video game. You guys could mention any if any.
I'm sure there are others, but nothing's coming up in my head.
So yeah, and
It
basically,
is Obama. It is Obama. First black main character in a AAA title. Thank God it only took 44.
no, but yeah, so yeah, it's the
Video
first.
game Obama.
Okay, I just looked up a list of black protagonists. Moonwalker, which starred Michael Jackson. Shaq Fu, starring Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, that is true.
Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City, starring Michael Jordan. Blade, starring the fucking Blade.
Count
Okay,
AAA
okay,
games.
okay,
Okay,
that-
San Andreas, there we go.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
okay.
Actually,
50
GTA
Cent
5
Bulletproof.
would count. With GTA 5.
Although
with one of the
GTA
three
5
protagonists.
well, that's one of three though.
Wu-Tang
I mean, like,
Shaolin
I'd say that's-
style.
Do you only get 1/3 of a protagonist?
Yeah. So
Hey, meth heads are underrepresented in games. Only 1/3 of the protagonists in
I think
Grand Theft Auto were meth heads.
is
I
it-
feel triggered. I gotta shoot up.
I'm careful. Like I had to be careful. Like, but like, is it Marcus? I think I swear like it was Marcus, but
I don't know.
I hope like
Who is Marcus? What are you talking about?
Marcus Phoenix, the star of Watch Dogs 2.
yes,
He's a
yes.
hacker. He lives
No,
in San
Marcus.
Francisco.
Marcus Phoenix is
He's like,
goddamn.
Anya, I need to hack. the
His name is
computer,
Marcus
Anya."
Phoenix. Are you kidding me?
From Gears of
What
War.
is the name of the Gears of
Oh.
War guy?
Marcus
Oh.
Phoenix.
You know, you had me. You had me, Taylor. I trusted you.
Anya.
What's
I
the
need
name of the
support.
Gears of War?
So.
Okay.
Dude,
Okay.
Oakland man is
Yes.
a hacker man.
Yes. So he's from.
He's a
Oakland.
hacker from San Francisco.
No, he's from Oakland actually, and it's
He
great.
has a startup called DeadSec.
Actually, that came from Watch Dogs 1. I think
I
it's
know.
just
Wait.
Yep.
Okay. So here's the greatest thing about this is that his
Mhm.
parents are political activists.
Sorry. All right, we get it, guys. You
Oh,
ride
are they now?
motorcycles. Calm
Okay.
down.
Okay. So his parents were political activists, and they got kicked out of the city because of gentrification in Oakland, which is like the most. It's the most topical thing I've
Yeah.
read about this game. And he witnesses a lot of like police brutality. He decides to rebel against the establishment by becoming a hacker. I get a lot. Have you guys ever watched Mr. Robot?
no.
No.
It's like a I think it's a Stars TNT. I don't think it's TNT. Maybe a Stars.
They know drama.
It's a drama. Yeah.
That's their slogan. Sorry. Is we know drama.
Oh, you know what?
calm down,
Is that
kids.
Stars? Is that Stars then?
That's TNT.
Oh, it might be. Oh, I don't know. I could look it up, but basically it's a here we go. It's USA. So it's a show about
Characters are welcome there.
it's about oh my god. It's a show about hackers in I think New York. I could be wrong, but pretty sure it's New York. But it's actually pretty well written, and they don't mess around with the hackery stuff that much. Like
No zoom and enhance.
no zoom and enhance, no double
No, two
keyboard,
people, one keyboard.
no two people one keyboard.
Let me hold on. Let me do this.
But
I
like
never seen this.
Let me try.
it's super cool. It's actually super cool because there's one of the characters like actually roots an Android phone on screen.
Nice.
Like in a pretty
That's
legitimate
not
way.
very hackery though. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
No,
that
no.
is one
It-
step
average.
towards hacking.
It was
I'm a hacker. I jailbroke my iPhone.
Well,
I work for Anonymous.
he didn't root his own phone. He rooted his partner's phone.
But can he jailbreak? That's the question.
But if he jailbreaks,
Rooting an Android, that's easy. That's if he jailbreaks though.
yeah.
That's real hacker right there. Then you know the show's serious about their
No,
production
no.
quality.
The show was inaccurate because he rooted a Samsung Galaxy S5 Active, which everyone knows has poor support and has no root support because no one's bothered rooting it because it's
Right.
so hard to root. I'm kidding. Never mind. So yeah, it's a pretty sophisticated drama thriller hacker series, and it's pretty good. And like, I get a lot of Mr. Robot vibes from the gameplay I've seen from Watch Dogs 2. What do you guys think of it so far? There's drones. You can fly drones around.
So the
Rise and
story
quadcopters.
premise is very, very interesting. That it's not a type of story that's really told in AAA. But also I know how Ubisoft storytelling works, and it's always the worst goddamn thing in the world. It's gonna be so ham-fisted. It's
Yeah.
gonna like ludonarrative dissonance is gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
Wait, what narrative?
Ludonarrative dissonance, which means the game,
What is
the
that?
story the game is trying to tell you is different than your experience of playing the game. Where it's like
Oh.
I'm a
Yeah.
cool stealthy hacker man, and then you just stand behind the cover and shoot 50 cops, and you go, okay, well, how are you stealthy? You just murdered half of Oakland's police force, like stuff like
Right.
that, where it's really janky and video gamey, and that's gonna have to happen.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's open
something they're
world.
not gonna
It's,
escape.
it's a AAA game.
It's an open world game too, so like technically you can do whatever.
Yeah.
The story should be
Technically.
still less the story should be so more bearable than Watch Dogs 1, which was an asshole main character who had some serious revenge and other anger issues. While this guy, he seems to be just more of a political activist who is more qualified in the illegal ways.
Yeah. Some interesting thing. I think they actually kind of rewrote the original protagonist from the original Watch Dogs. The original protagonist, from what I remember, he was kind of like a pretty shy dude, like kind of like your typical geek dude, like who's kind of like kind of a shut-in and all that. But then they kind of they kind of rewrote him into generic AAA
anti-hero.
Yeah.
He does illegal things, but he's a good guy.
No.
Yeah.
They don't act like he's a good guy.
So, I mean, I'm cautiously excited, cautiously optimistic for this game, for this title. It looks good
As
too.
you should be.
It's like
It's
As it should
really
be.
it's really gonna be weird because it's being made in Montreal, the heartbeat of American politics, American issues.
Yeah.
Montreal. I always love when just like the new Homefront game. There's a lot of echo. I don't know who that is. But the new Homefront game was trying to talk about like a bunch of shitty issues, and it was like, have any of you guys ever been to America? Have you just like seen it in movies? Like that kind of really awkward.
were the developers
storytelling.
were the writers from that game like not from the States, or
Maybe I'm wrong. Homefront developers.
Oh,
Either way, it was
Homefront.
garbage.
yeah,
Did I say? What did I say? It's Chaos Studios. It was like it was Crytek people, I believe.
Crytek.
Oh, it's
Well,
American.
well,
Okay,
former.
fair
American.
play. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, still not surprising,
Never mind.
but still not surprising, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I've heard that
Even
one
Americans
of the big
have their
complaints
own
of Watch
perception of
Dogs
America.
1 is that a lot of the people who live in Chicago complain that the game doesn't feel like Chicago. It feels more like they tried to cram all of the Midwest into the size of a city. and
Right,
that
because
it
they added
doesn't work out.
mountains. They added like mountains and stuff, and
That's
like hills
that's
and
not
forests.
a Midwest
Oh.
thing. We
Yeah.
don't have mountains in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So sorry, Homefront. The new Homefront was made by Dambuster Studios, which is British.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go then. Yeah, not so
Oh
fair
yeah,
play.
they don't know.
They're not so fair play. They only see them as rebels, which is how they portray the Americans.
But the Bay Area looked like the Bay Area.
It looked
in
pretty
that
good.
game,
It looked
what
pretty
I saw.
good. Like, I mean, they have like it wasn't as crowded,
Well,
packed, but I think that's not their fault.
that's a machine thing.
The rent wasn't as high as
Rent-
Israel.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
that
no, you saw
takes
some
me out of
homeless
the
people
immersion.
there. They
Yeah,
added
the
the immersive homeless people, so it pans out.
They had to add.
And the street
Not
performers,
enough
and the
homeless
street
people.
and
One
the
in a
street
100.
performers, and
I didn't see any startups trying to do my laundry for me. So
where was
it's not
Pied
really San
Piper?
Francisco.
Where's Pied Piper, guys?
Where's all the Ubers and the other phone service guys who do all your jobs for you?
They have a lot of those. Yeah, I bet there's like mini quests, like side quests that you could do. There's probably that. That'd be pretty funny, actually. Well,
That would be too real.
actually, I'm pretty sure there's like been a fair amount of games where that was basically your job.
Yeah.
Escort
Yeah.
missions. It's just like another escort mission.
So yeah,
Pretty
in the end, I really like the premise, but
I
I
do
don't think
too.
I've liked a Ubisoft open world game in a while because they're pretty much
the same.
all very similar,
All the
Mhm.
same.
and I
Yeah.
kind of know what to expect from this, and I know that like there's gonna be shitty side quests like that, and you're just gonna say, "Fuck you, video game." It's like
And
gonna be trying to tell a super serious story and then just not make light of it.
Help
Oh.
me! I need to boot up my computer. How do I? You end up doing tech support, help desk.
The guy on already
real.
like, big red light. The guy on his laptop
Big red
just
flag.
has a
Red
sticker
flag.
that says "epic fail." What did I say?
You red light.
Red light, red flag. Yeah,
On
sorry.
a lot of those.
It just says
instances, by the
"epic
way.
fail" on his laptop. So I just say, "Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a sticker
he's
though.
He's into memes.
he's a
He's
hacker."
into memes. His favorite. He has a rare Pepe.
He probably does.
Oh,
Speaking of which, do you know about rare Pepe?
Yeah.
I thought we banned the memes.
I thought we banned memes. We banned memes.
No, let's talk about this because
Oh my
this has
goodness.
to do with the meme ban. Okay.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna lie on
Okay.
the floor.
All
Right
right.
back. Here I go.
Listen to
Oh,
me. Listen to
I'm
me.
on the floor.
Okay, an artist decided
Uh-huh.
that it would be okay to make a 24-karat gold Pepe.
Is there more to the
This is rare.
story?
This is
Aimed.
bad.
And he made a 24-karat gold Pepe, and it's a commentary on how the post-internet world has no creativity.
Post-internet world.
That's bad.
We're in the internet world.
That's
What
bad.
Rare
I'm laying on
Pepe.
the floor, by the way.
That's bad.
I don't know. I don't
Ravenstorm.
actually know if that's the commentary, but that's what I get from it.
Okay.
What the heck are Ravenstorm? You need to stop taking
Are
some
those
serious drugs.
So are you saying that rare Pepes are gonna be like a collectible in
No,
Watch Dogs
they're
2?
not. But you're
Let's
going to
not
have a
have
Pepe.
that.
They're gonna be a
probably.
collectible in the Pokemon Go game.
Oh,
Oh.
dude, a rare Pepe has appeared. I'd totally take that.
Would you use your
Jesus.
Master Ball on it?
I would
Master
not.
Ball. I use my Master
I
Ball
would
on
not. I only use Ultra Balls on everything, just because they're red and white and it's way cooler.
it. Ultra Balls are not a bad choice either. Let's not be delusioned here. Like they're pretty good. They're pretty like yeah.
Wait, wait, hold on, let me get into the technical specifications.
Are you gonna look up the PokeWiki and read
We
all the
banned
schematics?
memes for a reason, Ravenstorm.
Yeah,
What are
I
you
didn't
doing?
reintroduce it as a meme. I'm not being like, haha, guys, this is super funny. I'm talking about art. I'm talking about fucking art.
Yeah, memes are the highest art.
Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter whether or not it's a meme. It doesn't matter whether or not it's a meme.
It's still shitty.
Rare Pepe is also one of the crappier memes. It wiped this meme from the face of the earth. This is
James,
Okay.
you have the power.
Yes.
You're the
Yeah.
host.
Let's okay. So, consensus, guys. What do you guys think? Watch Dogs 2.
I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah,
I'll see. I'm probably not gonna buy it, but
I'm excited
I'm
to read all the
cautious.
criticism of
I'm
it.
cautious. Hopefully, it'll run better and play better than the first Watch Dogs, which wasn't bad besides the terrible optimization. So I'm
And the
gonna be
driving.
cautious.
They also revamped the driving as well,
Oh, yeah.
which was a big
I-
complaint.
Although the guys who were commentating on it said that Watch Dogs 1 had simulator-heavy driving, while this is more arcade. Now, Watch Dogs 1 had the arcade driving, so this is gonna be what?
Just drift
Freaking
everywhere. Just
Sonic
drift everywhere.
Racing?
Drift everywhere.
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Ray Tracer.
It should be like Grand Theft Auto 4 with the terrible driving.
Oh no! Please don't. Not the marshmallow driving.
Yeah,
So
every car weighs 3,000 pounds and has like butter suspension.
That sounds fun.
I
I'll drive
haven't
that car.
I haven't really played like a Ubisoft game in a good while. Like I have not played like any of the new Assassin's Creeds. I tried Watch Dogs and I didn't like it that much. So I think it's high time for me to play another Ubisoft game. Ubisoft game.
Well, you did try the beta for the Division, which I've heard is
Oh.
basically dead now.
Oh, it's dead.
Is it dead?
I mean, like, it still has players, but that the huge issue is
hacking.
a lot of players feel like he made this
Ironically.
epic large map based on New York, and then pretty much just threw in shooting mechanics and left it there instead of really going at it. And they thought it was going to be that's all they needed, but no, they needed more content.
I liked
most
the
of the players
Division
left.
when I played it, but
That's because you only played it for a few days.
that's true.
Imagine playing it for months and just running out of stuff to do.
I feel like that's not a game you could play for months. I think that's a game you play
Yeah,
every once
that
in
The
a
is the
while.
Division
issue.
is a good example of like a serious conceit when added to a video game that turns it really like kind of gross, where there's like a very like apocalypse kind of scenario, but it's just immediately there is looters, and then you shoot the looters, and you could just say, oh, these people just need food because there's no society, and you're just fucking killing them because they're stealing from a store that's not there.
Well,
it's
you
just-
also need food.
You
Well,
don't.
not-
You're the
not-
Division.
Not really. In
Oh.
the
You are a
Division,
government
food
fair
is
enough.
basically a
agency.
currency.
Oh, fair enough.
You're the
fair
government
enough.
agency coming in and killing people just trying to survive.
Taylor,
And you just go, oh, that's
That
gross.
sounds about realistic. That sounds realistic.
Ta-
Yeah.
Taylor,
Yeah,
you missed the fact where like the story is like not there. So, you know,
Yeah, well,
I didn't even realize
Not my
I was
fault
part of a
they didn't tell
government
a good
agency.
story,
Yeah.
and then what the subtext is left is gross as hell.
Yeah, I just again, I hope that Watch Dogs 2 stories, you know, at least half decent. I like the setting. I really like the setting, and I hope they execute it well. Because I don't think I've seen like any
San Francisco with rivers.
I've never seen like a really good like video game portrayal of the Bay Area yet. So I hope this goes well.
Driver
It's gonna be
San
nice to
Francisco.
get home.
Yeah, Driver. Like, come on.
I want a game that simulates Sacramento, and I want to sit at the Watt and Fair Oaks intersection in the video game.
You can just go outside your house and do that.
No.
Yeah, I know, but I want to do it in the video game. I want to see if they model it to be similarly long and ridiculous.
Will they model our human
Dangerous.
trafficking issues as well?
Yeah, of course.
Because we probably don't want to experience that in real life.
Well, you don't experience it in real life. You experience it. You
Not
don't
that you
experience
know.
it in the
That's
video
what
game.
GTA should have
It's-
had. Like, if they had more like advanced AI mechanics, they should just like add cars just everywhere, and just no one could get around in GTA 5.
Well, I mean, considering the
It's-
aggression of GTA AIs, having a traffic jam will probably
Well,
mean...
no, the aggression of the AIs is realistic.
I had fun
Yeah,
interactions in Grand Theft Auto's with their AI. If you just turn off the police response, which you can in the menus, then it just goes to hell. You light one car on fire, everyone's getting out, screaming, running around, hitting each other. It's great.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
they don't say, "Are you
Just like
okay?"
real
They
life.
just punch each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone grabs a gun, and then the entire city is in some sort of self-genocide.
I don't know about that. I don't think that's ever happened to me, but you know what?
Well, I mean,
Good
like,
game.
I believe that's how the GTA series started. Rockstar was trying to make a racing game, but they messed up and made the AI extremely aggressive and decided to make a game around the aggressive AI.
That's
pretty
funny.
good.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Moving on. Another like more announcements from pre E3. I'm again like I'm with all this like pre E3 stuff and everyone kind of going off, all these big publishers and developers going off and like doing their own thing before the actual E3. I wonder if E3 is just like now becoming just this is the month where we announce things, guys.
I hope so. Because I think that it's better and more healthy for companies to present their wares independently. You know?
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, would people have known of that game? What was it called? Yarn or something?
Yarny,
I don't know about it.
Unraveled.
Unraveled. Would people have known about it if it wasn't presented at E3?
Well, it was
I don't
presented
know
by
about it.
EA. It was presented by EA. Like you could have easily just done their own EA press conference like online, like Nintendo's Treehouse, and a lot of people would have watched it. So that it doesn't matter, as long as it's bundled in with the big publisher.
Because the thing is, with independent presentations, you can always just Google it or look up on YouTube. Like, oh, I want to see this presentation. You can't look up E3 on YouTube and then find specifically what you want. Usually,
But the thing is, it's not looking for what you want. It's for companies to show you what you didn't know
what you want.
existed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but okay.
Okay, yeah. So another one of these pre E3 announcements. Although it's technically not an announcement, it's been long in the making. It's been like since like more than a year ago, really. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. They announced like a new game mode. It's kind of odd. It's like a challenge mode where you just kind of do missions. What I really appreciated about Human Revolution was like the complexity and the depth of all the missions that you go on. But unfortunately, it's kind of tied to the single player campaign, and you can't just like select this mission and just play it and just go through it again. So this kind of solves that issue where like you just go on, you know, it's like almost like raids really. You just go and do missions, and like there's like a leaderboard, and you know there's different quests, or not really
Interesting.
quests, but like different goals that you could do. Like you have to kill everyone, or you have to sneak in and extract info. I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for everything and like that's Deus Ex related, but yeah. And then they also released a released a like a little gameplay demo of like what the city looks like, where the game takes place. And at first I didn't think the game, like I thought the game looked good for a Deus Ex game, but that wasn't saying much because Deus Ex Human Revolution did not look that great in the first place.
Right.
But now it's actually looking good as a game, so I'm pretty excited. The game's got a lot of depth
As a
to
game,
it, so.
like in general, what do you mean depth? Like the storylines, the mechanics, the
yeah, it's like super, like there's like you could sneak around guards, through vents and stuff, or you could talk your way out, or like just go through a building, and then on your way through the building you find a body and you're like, oh, I should investigate what that is, and you find out about that person's life and what happened to them, and like that turns into another mission, and then there's a lot of, again, like it's kind of hard to describe, but it's very immersive in terms of like how much stuff there is to do and what you could do in the game. You try to talk your way out of situations, which I always like to do, but sneaking around is also really good.
I think those are fun. I wish dialogue in games was deep enough so that you could talk your way out and have it feel successful. Like have it feel serious, like not so just like, oh, I flipped a coin to see if whether or not he gets the speech check.
Like I mean, if you want something like that, I recommend Shadowrun, the Shadowrun series, Shadowrun Dragonfall, and Shadowrun Hong Kong, where like it gives you dialogue options, and like certain dialogue options will get you past, could help you talk your way out, assuming you have like the right character traits and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think that sounds cool.
Yeah, it is pretty rewarding in Shadowrun, where I've encountered it at least. Yeah, so that's Deus Ex. I don't know.
I might pick up Deus Ex. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
It looks reasonably cool enough to be like worth playing. I think certain fantasy universes are interesting, but they're not like deep enough to really reward the time put in. And this looks pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, be warned. There's a lot of conspiracy mongering, which like it's kind of tongue in cheek almost, where it's like, oh, it's the Illuminati. But yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the
fine.
Illuminati is an actual faction in Deus Ex.
I want to be in the Illuminati in Deus Ex.
Well, you're not gonna be part of it. You don't join different factions, but
anyway,
they are.
I want to be part of the Illuminati.
There's triangles everywhere, so it's okay.
Triangles with the eyes.
You can take a shower.
The rare triangle. Oh, really? That's
immersive.
Deep. Super deep.
Like a really good.
I thought you were
water
telling me how to
modeling.
join the Illuminati.
A really
taking
good
a shower.
A really good test for like immersion, or like I guess depth or immersion in a video game is to test the sinks in the bathrooms. Like, does the toilet flush? Does the sink run?
Is that what you really want in a game? A flushing toilet?
Yeah.
It's not like just because you have it, it's like it's instantly 10 out of 10. But like the fact that they added that in the first place says a lot about what the developer, like how much detail the developers got.
There's a lot about their toilet modeler.
Yeah,
It was just like, I modeled this goddamn toilet, and if it doesn't flush, I will be damned.
Well, like it's just
My children. I want to be able to show my grandchildren, look, your granddad did this, look, and then I'm going to flush the toilet.
And they'll be like, can I go to McDonald's now? Like, basically.
Do they still have robots?
Can I please go to McDonald's? I'm done with this.
Oh,
Don't you know we banned robots in this house?
Grandpa, this is the 30th time you flushed the
serve your
toilet.
kind.
We get it.
It's the damn
Toilet
Omnix.
flushes.
It's the damn Omnix. That's why.
Damn Omnix.
So I get looks like just like a side story, just like so Open Bionics is a prosthetics company. They create low cost prosthetics, and it looks like they're actually partnering up with Ubisoft, or not Ubisoft, Eidos, Montreal. How do you pronounce it, Taylor?
So that we can have a robot arm that controls their video game.
No, it's like the aesthetic of it, like it looks like an augmentation from Deus Ex, which is really cool. Like the
Wait, what?
Like the you could have a prosthetic arm that looks like it's from Deus Ex.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I really
That's
like
definitely cool.
the art style from Deus Ex, so
Dude,
it looks awesome.
bionic art, having art on prosthetics is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that yet?
Although I'm a little now, I'm like reading the article, I'm a little bit hesitant because it's Open Bionics partnered up with Deus Ex, partnered up with Razer.
Oh no!
Oh.
Is Alienware also in on this?
It's just gonna have RGB lights. It's just gonna have RGB lights everywhere.
RGB
That was their
lights?
contribution.
We gotta
And it's
have.
gonna be
Is it also
overpriced.
curved?
Put some lights in it. That was all Razer said. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's just green lights.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gotta be black and green and 5 times more expensive than it should
Black and green
actually,
and
it's
expensive
actually
all
really
over.
interesting because Razer's actually their contribution is their webcam, I guess, which tracks movement.
be. What? Wait, webcam for prosthetics?
It's like I guess it's like it's for demo purposes. Like the webcam's for demo purposes. Like what would it be like to use a prosthetic limb?
I mean, that's probably gonna be hard to tell unless you actually chop off your arm and get a robot one.
Honestly, this
Yeah.
this hand looks so badass. I should think
This
it
is the most badass hand I've ever seen.
dude. Like yeah, yeah.
How far have we gotten to having prosthetic limbs actually send feelings to the brain?
We haven't gotten.
No, I
there
haven't
yet.
gotten there.
Yeah.
I like.
At
From what
most,
I-
we've gotten for the brain to send signals to have it move in a certain way, but nothing really to have the other way go.
From what I've seen and read so far, like it looks at best, feels like you're controlling a pair of chopsticks.
Well,
But
I've
I mean,
heard that
I've never had my arm chopped off, so.
I've heard that doctors have managed to create one prosthetic that attached directly to someone's nervous system, and that he could feel far more than a regular prosthetic can. But that's only one out of thousands.
Yeah, and again, like yeah, you have to like keep taking medicine to avoid a rejection from the body and stuff like that. Gotta have that neuropazine from Deus Ex.
What?
And it's a anti-rejection drug from Deus Ex. It's fictional. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's coming out soon. Do you guys know of any other big E3 like pre-E3 stuff coming out?
I haven't been keeping up with it. Sorry.
Oh, do you mean announcements or stuff they released?
Announcements and releases. For,
Well, Mirror's Edge 2 came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And
they
the other
did-
one-
yeah, their marketing was non-existent. I'm about to say shit, but even that is an understatement. They didn't market the game.
But is it good?
I've heard that it's actually not that bad.
Is it better than the first one? Because the first one wasn't too good.
I like the first one, but
I liked
Rob-
it too. It was cool, but it wasn't very good.
Yes.
In that case, then you're probably not gonna like it. Apparently, it's more of the same, but in an open world setting.
I'm okay with
Which
an open
is-
world Mirror's
That
Edge.
sounds cool. That
But
sounds
the
cool.
problem is
VR?
the fact that it's open world in a way. It actually feels more dead than the first one from the footage I saw.
Daryl.
So like
Yeah.
Skyrim,
N-
basically. Like
No. Skyrim, I could at least feel a little immersed with.
I could feel something, but this
At least-
provokes
at
no
least with the
emotions.
At least with the mods, if,
The
and
emotion
the sound
mod.
effects and such, to feel like it's in nature. All you need to be immersed in Skyrim is some better sound design, but like you don't see people in Mirror's Edge 2 besides the people that are chasing you. You see drones, you might see cars on the freeway,
you're on the
but
you're on
it
you're on the
feels empty.
rooftops. No one goes on the rooftops, Max.
True, but even the rooftops I know the
I-
reason why everything looks the same
I
is
guess-
part of the story, but
I guess like in the
feels dead.
summertime. I guess in the summertime, like if you're playing the game, you see a lot of like HVAC technicians on the roofs, like fixing the AC. But like I guess other than that, you don't
It's
see that many
just-
people on the roof.
it feels extremely sterile, like there's nothing alive. I know that's
Weird.
also part of the point, but I don't think I could get immersed into the game when it just feels so wrong, artificial.
Wrong?
No,
I don't
wrong,
know.
not raw.
I don't know. I think I haven't seen it. I didn't really care for like. I understand that a city should be a thriving place. You know, it should have some stuff going on, but it's a parkour game, and stuff going on is expensive.
True. I suppose we need more parkour games taking place in modern areas. Although Watch Dogs 2 is having a parkour system. Then again,
Yes.
Ubisoft has a lot of experience with platforming games about assassins.
Forward RTA. Forward RTA.
Yeah.
Forward RT, yeah.
Ru-
Forward,
yeah.
press the jump
RTA.
button. That's
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. Another thing I forgot to mention is like the parkour system in Watch Dogs 2, and the fashion is pretty modern, I guess. Like, I hope you could buy some
Yeah.
Yeezys. I hope you could buy some Yeezys. Like
No,
end
don't buy
end
any
game,
Yeezy
end
anything,
end
no.
game Yeezys. Like at the end of the game, like when you leveled up everything, you know, you unlock
no.
Yeezys.
No,
Some
don't
shutter
talk about-
shades.
Don't talk about Kanye West's fashion career. Don't. Not
I mean,
worth it.
No, how do
At
you?
least
No, like if you buy Yeezy clothing, you get +1 from like the
Get that
hobos in town.
$120 APC white T-shirt,
Yeah, no.
pop T-shirt.
And then like if you get into a fight with the cops or something, the hobos will like team up with you.
Is your Yeezy?
Yeah, no,
Oh my
because
God.
because like the Yeezy clothing line, like you look like a homeless person.
You look homeless.
Yeah,
At least the clothing seems realistic with Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 1, it was what, leather trench coats? Like, who
Really
good way to
blend
wears
in.
trench coats these
The
days?
trench coat thing was kind of that stuck out to me.
Apparently, they even had
Hackers.
fedoras
Hackers.
in that game.
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
you-
So
trench-
trench coat and fedora, like fucking neckbeard the game.
That's pretty good.
Because that's the neckbeard ideal. You feel like you're a super heroine. You're in your jeans and shirt. Trench coat.
By heroin, do you mean like the drug or like female?
I
hero?
don't mean super heroine. I mean super heroine. Or heroin.
Okay.
We're not linguistic experts here.
This is far from anything that would resemble expertdom.
All right. Well, I have exhausted my topics for this week. Unless you guys have anything interesting. Oh, I did hear that Skyrim is getting a release for the new consoles with mod support. With mod support.
Specifically to
Hey,
get into the mods. Unfortunately, there is the issue of the fact that nearly all mods for years requires SKSC, and that doesn't work on consoles no matter how many times console players demand it.
Hell, I can't even get it to work on my own computer.
Well, you're screwed.
No,
I think I still have all my mods saved
Nice.
without save
oh
files.
nice.
Those
Those are more important. Spend more hours.
It's like
there
50
than
gigs.
playing the game.
I'm so cynical about this because I know it's coming. The paid mods are coming, boys. Like I could feel it in my bones.
For Skyrim.
For everything, really. This is like, I think this is their gateway into paid mods. It's like,
I
I
don't
mean,
think
it's all there for you. All you have to do is add a price tag.
But the thing is, the Skyrim
That's what
mod
DLC
scene-
is.
Yeah, but well, I mean, they're still gonna try.
But
to
yeah, but
catch that
when it's community made, you know, it's different.
like Blizzard, not Blizzard. I like Bethesda. Doesn't have to work on the stuff that's in mods. Someone else does the job for them, and they make money off it. Kind of like
CS:GO and
the
skins.
Valve Steam market.
Yeah. Like, is that any better? Is that paid mods?
I
Paid
mean,
texture mods?
as long as the modder gets, most of the money, well, the other stuff is considered, I guess, mod tax. I don't know. Companies have to make money one way or another, and they want easy money.
We've had this conversation before, yeah, and we'll definitely revisit it when paid mods rear their ugly head again.
Although, fortunately, it seems that all the big mods left for Skyrim still in production, as in like years of production.
More Skywind.
Not just that, but like entire expansions, DLC side expansions, or even one mod that seeks to replace Skyrim entirely, and a lot of the mechanics and is basically a new game just on the Skyrim engine.
Amazing.
And those aren't going to be pay mods. These are people who are, old school modders that think in old school modding ways. That mods are for the community, and that if people aren't having fun with it, it's not worth making.
I like that sentiment. But at the same time, I think the people who work for years on this are the ones who deserve the most.
True,
It's
but
true.
the people who deserve this the most are the ones who seem to accept it the least.
True.
It's a weird enigma.
Because they have honor. Because they have honor.
The Skyrim modding community doesn't have honor. It has a lot of grudges. But yeah, they have enough honor not to make money, besides the people who do. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go segue this and return to the Konami saga.
Ooh, what do we
There's
got?
a new
What do we got
Metal
next?
Gear trailer that came out.
What?
Yeah.
Wait for
some
it?
Some people thought it was gonna be a remastered Metal Gear 3.
Oh no! Oh
Metal
no!
Gear
Oh
Solid
no!
3.
Oh no! Oh no!
What do you
But
think
Sega
right now,
gotta hit
James?
the lever because welcome
You
to
gotta-
a Metal Gear Solid themed pachinko machine.
Wow.
If you've seen the downvotes on that YouTube video,
Wow. Nice.
We knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming.
Castlevania pachinko machine, Silent Hill pachinko machine, Metal Gear.
Metal
Okay.
balls.
That's great. I get to hear Ocelot's voice talking to me. He's like, you just gotta put another coin in the machine.
Boss, get down. That's a pachinko machine.
A single blast from this machine gun can cut
We'll
a
wipe her
man.
wallet.
I mean, it would. There's like 4,000 fucking balls that fall out of that thing all at once.
Yeah. Also, what is it? Didn't Kojima release more pictures of the Kojima Productions mascot?
Yes. What was that?
had a
What was the
phrase-
caption? What was the
I'll
caption?
keep coming. I'll keep coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did request that people stop making the jokes, but was replied with pictures of condoms. So
Huh?
Kojima must have seen it.
So, Max is like devolving into just like a ball of like hilarity and laughter. So,
Kojima had to know because he puts sexual innuendo in all of his stuff.
like he released like a image of like his mascot, like a 3D render, I guess.
Yep.
And then
With,
yeah.
with the phrase "I'll keep coming," and considering how he focuses on the asses of all the characters in the Metal Gear games, including the males, he knows what he's doing.
What he's doing?
Yeah, he knows
He's
what
not a
he's doing.
subtle man.
Sure
Yeah.
about that?
Wait,
Okay.
what you saying, Ravenstorm?
I'll accept it. Acceptable.
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 Okay.
Hmm?
Accessible.
Okay. All right.
okay.
We're out. I guess we're out of news this week.
Indeed we are.
Yeah. So it's about time we check out. But before we do, what are you checking out, Max? What are you checking out? Max?
I mean, new Dead Space video is up.
Okay. Cool.
Nude
But
Dead
that
Space
came out a
video?
few
Nude
days.
Dead
Well-
Space.
Nude, not nude. Although the zombies
Max,
are nude.
you've made some changes to the format of how you of your videos.
do you want
now.
me to talk about the change of format? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so how many of you have seen my videos before?
I've seen
I
them.
know James and Taylor has. Have you, Ravenstorm?
I have.
Okay. You know how I didn't cut any of the footage, that I had full 20 minutes, and that would be full 20 minutes of all footage.
Yeah.
With edits around. I realized that most people don't want to go through that. If they want to go through 20, 30 minutes of footage, they might as well watch an episode of an actual TV series or watch a movie instead of going on YouTube. Because on YouTube, people want things short and sweet. That's kind of how the internet culture is. So,
I disagree.
well, I mean, it seems that most are, as in the sweet spot for YouTube videos are 2 minutes and 5 minutes.
How many Let's Plays have we seen that are 5 minutes long?
True, but apparently peaks
You have
for videos are when they are 2 minutes and 5 minutes. That is the sweet spot for whatever reason. People seem to like those lengths the most. So I took roughly 30 to 40 minutes of footage and reduced it to 6 minutes by cutting out a lot of the filler and going to the stuff I found worthwhile. I still did some edits, but far less because there's less need if I'm just cutting to the highlights.
If you watch the latest video, I actually found it pretty funny. Like you get to listen to Max scream. It's good. It's good.
Yep. For some reason, I was more scared this time around because I played more recklessly, while I played more carefully in the previous playthrough. So when a zombie comes up behind me, I actually screamed and swore at the microphone.
Nice.
Good stuff.
I'm honestly not enjoying that, to be honest.
Well, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Your audience is. That's why
Which
you
is
do
the
it.
point.
Yeah,
Why you do
I'm
it?
suffering for, I mean, it did get 23 views somehow. I don't know how.
Small wins. Small wins.
Yes.
You haven't been playing anything? Have you been playing anything? Watching anything?
Playing anything, watching anything? None that I know of. No. Summer classes just began this week, so I'm gonna be a little busy.
Okay. Okay. Ravenstorm, what have you been checking out as of late?
Not too much. Not too much. Mostly Overwatch. Mostly Overwatch.
Should we talk about that, or you just? is this
We
all-
can talk
Nah,
about it
good.
now.
Talk about
I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it at Overwatch. I think we've covered this enough. Don't you think?
I mean,
Don't
we
you think?
have. Taylor has not, but
Oh, true.
I want to see what Taylor has to say after a few weeks with the game.
Yeah, no, I've like been absolutely not busy at all this past week. Been boring.
Just getting your loot boxes.
Outright boring. Yeah.
Awesome. Taylor.
So Overwatch. I'm okay with not talking about it. I don't want to monologue about it if no one else wants to talk about it.
No, I want to talk about it. I always want to talk about Overwatch. So
Okay. So, I mean, it's the more you play, the more you realize it's just the little details that kind of blow you away.
Mhm.
Of the mostly this week, I've noticed like the sound design
yeah, yeah.
being good as well as informative
Mm-hmm.
and a crucial part of the experience in order to succeed.
Yes.
Which is not like first of all, there is what's it called? Just like loud footsteps. You can tell each individual character where they are and where they're coming from, which is really cool. So you can plan around that. And then there is of course, they yell when there's the ults that come up, and there's different for your own team and the enemy team's
Right.
ults. You yell different things, and all of this you don't really take into account. You internalize what each thing means,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps you for a smoother gameplay experience. And
I've noticed that as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, like to expand on the ults, like characters that aren't like natively English speaking, they'll if they're on the enemy team, they will speak in their native language. So like Mercy will say something in like German to I think, is it German? I believe it's German.
Yeah, I
believe
believe
so.
she's German.
To revive her teammates, but when she's on your team, she'll say "Heroes never die" in English. And then same goes for Hanzo and Genji.
Did not notice that.
And yeah, all the non-English speaking characters especially will
Well, the majority of them
will speak
at
their
the
native
very least.
language on the enemy team, which I think is a really good touch. Really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Really enjoying the game myself.
It's
I've
brilliant.
I'll talk about it in just a little bit. So
And then the other game I was playing was Clash Royale. Do you guys know what
oh
this is?
no,
Oh,
no,
that
Taylor.
sounds
No.
familiar.
I
Is
have
this a
deleted
phone
it.
game?
It is
Okay.
a phone game.
Oh no.
It is something my girlfriend said, "Hey, play this so we can play together." And I said, "I don't want to. I know that the game is malicious and malevolent because it's free to play model." And eventually, I did it for her. And then,
you.
and then yeah, it's like a pretty decent game. It's like competitive tower defense
Oh, that's kind of
essentially. where it's you're on both sides of the map and you just kind of place down cards and they run towards each other's towers. You have to try and counter their card they're playing, whatever card the counter's at.
Mhm.
Kind of just like on the fly, the Rochambeau kind of style game
Right.
in terms of balance.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that the progression works is like the worst, essentially, where you can level up by upgrading cards, but you can only upgrade cards by getting them in random chests. So
That sounds
essentially, leveling up
bad.
is random,
That sounds terrible.
and progression is random. But of course, you have 4 chest slots, and of course you can spend gems to open the chest faster. Yeah, so essentially, it is very much pay to win, where you
Yes.
can just open more chests and level up, and once you level up, you get access to more cards. So you just level up and get better cards by paying money, and then crush people who are below you, and then you get more. It's like kind
Like,
of
yeah, this isn't
a snowball
like,
effect.
this part of the game is not built by game designers. This is built by like purely
Economists.
and
Yeah.
marketers.
And
yeah.
it's the psychology of video games I've really tried to distance myself from.
Mhm.
Is like things that, like the word addictive used to be like a positive attribute for a game. Like, oh, I can play this a lot, but now I'm just like, I don't want this game to trick me. You know,
That's really depressing.
especially
yeah.
with free to play games is
Mhm.
where that's most prevalent. And we played me and my girlfriend played like 3 games together overall, and then she spent $3 and then deleted it. Thank God.
Oh, so
Just
she
before she
got
spent
out
more
of
money.
the-
She
she-
spent some money, but she deleted it.
Okay, so she
And-
got out of the trap.
Yes.
Okay.
But she still paid a little bit of money. But then I played it longer than her until I'm like, are you still playing that game? She's like, no. I'm like, thank God. And then I deleted it. Because it hooked me. I knew it was going to happen. Because you open a chest every 3 hours, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll play another game because I opened this chest, and now I have an extra chest slot because I opened that chest. So I'll play another game. And it's just like, I don't think I'm having fun, but I keep doing this thing because my brain tells me I need to do it to be efficient. And it's like, fuck that. That's not what I want out of video games anymore.
Mm.
And luckily, I deleted it too. Spent
Alright.
0 money.
I've all
It's
but
a
given
decent
up.
game with a fucked up economic model, and no one should play it because it's very good at being getting sucked
Insidious?
into you. Insidious. Hmm
I've
What other
al-
bad, evil words can we say?
Manipulative.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. It's very Darth Maul
Jar
in
Jar?
the way that you can spend a lot of money at the mall.
Okay, I see.
Nice.
Nice.
I've all but
And-
given up on mobile games. So
And
Just as a
Um,
concept.
honestly, no. Well, I love the concept, but it's been forever ruined. Like it's beyond repair to me. Like it's
Because of the economic model
Mhm.
that's
yeah.
prevalent.
Yeah, I don't play games on my phone. I don't.
You mean
Yeah.
you don't play
I have one
Angry
game.
Birds on the shitter?
I have one game
Because
on my
they-
phone,
they-
and it is down a
they're-
well, and that's it.
they're not very good games. That's the thing.
Alright,
Hey, you should talk
counterpoint.
about Robot Unicorn Attack is the greatest game known to man.
Originally
No,
a
but
browser game from 10 years ago.
That is
See,
true.
here's the thing.
All of them are
like,
browser games from 10 years ago.
Browser
really.
games used to be complete. They used to be something that were like you can play it
You
start
play
to
it.
finish.
You
can
play
sit
it at
down.
your school's computer lab. Yeah.
Yeah, and now mobile games are like, okay, you can play it for 5 minutes, but then you need to unlock something.
Or you need to pay
have
up.
energy or gems. Yeah, you need to pay up. So there's like a time limit on it, and you can't just sit down and get better at it. You need to play their game, and it feels bad.
Like, my mom asked me what are some good games on phones, and I am intentionally manipulating her to forget that question as soon as possible.
Tell her 3s.
Because most games, they're no longer fair. They're going to demand money, and she knows that, but she doesn't know the full extent of it.
So
My,
just
my
tell
mom
her
and
that
my
they're all
grandma
bad.
are obsessed with this game where it's called Slotomania.
Oh no, like,
Where
as in
it's-
like casino slots?
It's a casino slot machine where you can't win real money because that's illegal.
The actual gambling, yeah.
It's the actual gambling. And so you just hit the button and then it spins and it says you win, and then you get more in-game credits. And when you run out of in-game credits, you can't play anymore until you get like every 12 hours you get more or something.
But you could pay.
It's designed so you lose all the time, and you just want that tick in your brain to keep playing, so you spend money. My grandma spends about like $200 a month on this game.
Oh my god.
And my mom has spent about $1,000 total.
Jesus Christ.
And literally all they're paying for is to keep playing.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
It's not even real slots in which you have a chance in earning real money. It's even worse.
Taylor,
It's- yeah.
whenever I read headlines about like
The
mobile
whales.
gaming just making just a ton of money, I'm like, how could they do that? There's no way. No one would spend $1,000 on a mobile game.
Because
Boom.
video game psychology is malicious.
That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying.
It just smashes the endorphin button in your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and
Which
you
is-
just need it.
Yeah, which is partially why I'm actually basically entirely why I'm really happy that Overwatch is $40.
And that's
It's not
it.
free. I just don't want to deal with the mind games of trying to push against a game I like. It's like, I own this game. I have everything I want in this game. I don't have to worry about unlocking shit or, it's just perfect.
I played a lot of free to play games when I was younger. And
Yep.
yeah, that's a good way. That's just buy your games, kids. Just buy them.
I mean,
Yeah, it turns
free-to-play
out that
games.
free games aren't actually that good of a deal after all.
Well,
Yeah.
depends. Some developers really do care about the quality of their games.
If you're smart,
but-
you could find a couple gems in the rough. Warframe,
Stuff-
I think, is not bad.
What's the Frogger, the Infinite Frogger
I
that
don't
came
know.
out
I don't know.
that was super popular? It wasn't Frogger. God, what was it called? Oh,
Was
Are you
it-
talking
Road.
Infinite Runner?
Infinite. No, it was like a Frogger clone, but it was Infinite Runner style thing.
I don't know.
It came out last year.
I know
it
what you're
has
talking
voxel art style. It's called like
Something road, Crossy Road.
Karasi Road. Thank you. That is a good example of like a iOS free to play game.
That's good.
That's good, and it is free to. It has the free to play stuff, but it's all just cosmetic. It's the same game no matter what.
It's okay, I guess.
Some people now are complaining that cosmetics are like even too much, and I think that's a bit too entitled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
you're getting a free game,
I
and
understand
it's
it.
the same
but, like,
gameplay.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, if it's a free game, like, yeah, like
No
honestly,
one's forcing you to
should
pay anything,
Like,
though.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Because you're not losing out in gameplay.
For paid games, it's a little bit iffier because you're already paid for everything. But
If everyone's having the same gameplay experience,
Mhm.
then it's fine.
yeah, although some would argue that the skins are part of it. Blah blah blah.
The skins make the game better. Is
Skins
having your
make
character
wins.
look cooler,
Mm-hmm.
make the game better.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's just
Yes or no?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah, thinking
Really?
about that. Like, it's hard to say, unfortunately, because like it's pretty unhealthy. Because it mostly just plays into the superiority complex, where it's like
And
it's not
you want
actually
what you don't have.
it's not it's like not actually the skin itself that makes it fun. It's the fact that you have that skin and no one else does, or other people don't.
Don't envy thy neighbor.
And so that's the part that makes it more fun. But if you could ignore that, then no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But as far as like Overwatch goes, it's like it's kind of a happy medium where like if you get like a cool animation, you're like, look how lucky I was at some point.
But you don't need it.
But like if it's just a normal animation, you're just like whatever. And again, everything could be unlocked in game. Like you don't have to spend money on it as well, so that's a good plus as well. And that's like, and that aspect also is like, it's less of an admiration where wow, that guy spent so much money on the game, like you see in CS:GO where someone pulls out like a fancy knife and you're like, whoa, that guy spent so much money on this game. And then instead, where if you see someone with a cool animation in Overwatch, it's like, wow, that guy got lucky and got that cool animation. Because it's very unlikely that they bought the.
There's no direct marketplace.
Yes, yeah. I'm personally, it's like a it's kind of like a cherry on top, but I never like the cherries on top of cakes and stuff, anyways. So
Robots.
yeah, that's where I'm at. Anything else you've been trying out, Taylor?
I didn't hear anything you said back
Yeah,
there.
Oh.
You're doing a lot of cutting in and out.
The problem
apologies.
is, I don't know how it is on your end, but a lot of things you said we couldn't hear. You might need to change your mic detection settings.
I do have to change it, but basically, like it plays into the like inferiority complex, right? And like for Overwatch, it's okay because no one really buys the skins and animations, and it's less about like wow, that person spent a lot of money and more about wow, that person got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. Overwatch's system is pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of
It's not free to
restraint
play.
into that game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things they could have done to follow trends. It's very smartly restrained like that.
Yeah. Taylor, anything else you've been like reading or watching or
No.
worth mentioning
I
at least?
saw
Yeah.
a new Bo Burnham comedy special called Make Happy. That's incredible, and I'm writing about it, and I've been trying to write about it all day, but it's better for me to talk about it in writing form than scattered thoughts about it when no one else there's no conversation behind it. But I just want to mention that because Bo Burnham is one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
/ artist.
He does write songs, right? At least
Well,
for his shows.
He's more of a societal critic type of thinker person rather than just like he makes a lot of dumb jokes, but you can tell like in interviews and stuff.
Social commentary, a lot of social commentary.
He's very introspective and thoughtful. And I like that.
Yeah, nice. So I remember all that stuff. Like, remember when I murdered my wallet last week? And like,
You mean like every week?
yeah.
The weekly wallet murder.
Yeah, we should just make a section for that for me. So I got my monitor in, my giant.
I don't want to encourage it.
I know. I got my 24-inch monitor in. It's like really big. Well, it's not big, but because it's the same size as my other monitor, but the resolution is a lot higher. So I have to squint at everything, but it looks so good, so it doesn't matter.
But it looks so good.
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
it's pretty nice. I talked about my Ergodox from last week, I believe. And I'm gonna send it up to a guy in Canada to get it fixed. He's like a really nice guy. He's telling me that he's gonna just. It is trustworthy, but like I'll just send it up to him. He'll repair it for free. Actually, I'll give him some money though, because I feel bad for using his services without charging him or without paying him. And hopefully I'll get that fixed so I could actually give it a whirl. I did take the keycaps off of it though, so I've been for the past like week or so I've been typing on blank keys. So typing passwords is kind of a pain. Especially if you get it wrong and you're like, okay, what am I typing? I don't really have that benefit. But it's I've been surprisingly accurate so far, so I'm pretty good on that. What else? I just picked up some Taihao Miami keycaps, so for my mechanical keyboard. So expect some aesthetic keycaps coming in.
Aesthetic.
They're the ones that are like bright pink and like the pastel blue.
Actual aesthetic.
Yeah,
Nice.
that color. I'm actually really like how it looks on a keyboard, so I'm really excited to get it on my keyboard. I had to actually kind of like a side note. The custom keyboard I'm getting in, one of the keys, specifically the right shift button, is a different size than what's normally used on keyboards due to the custom nature of it. So I'm actually importing a little key set that includes that smaller right shift key. I had to order it, and I have to order it from like China and stuff, and I have to go through like a proxying service, and it's kind of a pain, but I'll be able to get that in, and hopefully I'll have like a full key set to go on my custom keyboard by the time it gets finished and built by hopefully end of June. I like the way these group buys work. It's kind of complicated, and there's always delays and stuff. So hopefully I'll get that in eventually.
Cutting out again.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh.
With that, I think it's time for us to close out because I think we're done here.
Yep.
So thanks for the good podcast, guys. This is where everything goes wrong. Thank you for listening. If you guys want to follow us, we have things to follow. You can follow me at the James Lee, Taylor at T Kelsey, Ravenstorm.
Yep.
At the Ravenstorm.
I'm kind of moving off of social media again. I've gotten to the point where just like even like when I write things, I just think like this is not worth it. There's no one.
Oh.
Like not only is there no one listening to it, but it doesn't mean anything. Like it doesn't resonate with me, and so it's just like I don't know. It's so I'm not going to be producing stuff for a while. I'm just going to sort of focus on getting
what?
Getting better at things.
Oh, getting better at things. Okay, that's fair. But when you do have something you're willing to put out, Ravenstorm, we're here.
It'll be on addendum.com.
Also, I've kind of like I'm trying to not go on Twitter too much. I'm trying not to go on Twitter too much these days because it's all election stuff and it tires me. It's not great. But I still tweet every once in a while when I have something I think is smart assy to say. So yeah, you can follow me there. And of course you can check us at our website at addendum.wordpress.com. Working on hosting again. I finally found a service I think we could use, so hopefully we'll get that up eventually. And again, Max is starting off his new channel. Yes, hi Max. You're starting off your new channel, correct?
Uh-huh.
All right. Do you know? We'll link it in the video description, I guess. Just remind me, Max.
All right.
And I think that's it. This week's outro and intro provided to you by Grant Webster. You can check out SoundCloud, link in the video description. And without further ado, on behalf of Ravenstorm, Max, Taylor, and myself, we'll see you next time.